That's really legit. They also do all this stuff. They're like, they say this stuff that they're like curated. They like, hey, Paul.
Hi, guys.
How are you?
Hi, Paul.
Good. How are you guys doing?
Welcome to our fascinating behind-the-scenes conversation about waxing. What's up, everybody? Welcome into our AT&T 5G virtual studios and the new call-up commune. My new roommate, Susanna Collins. Jillian Sakovitz here, and we have such a fun show together today, despite the fact that we get to talk to Paul Arriola just from the comforts of our own little studio.
I know, this is so fun. This is the last time we did one of these was at the Lake House.
It's been about a year.
Yeah, the Lake House commune, and now we are reunited.
Here we are,
Norwalk.
So you are welcome, Paul Arriola, for that. But you know what? It's hard to believe that this is his first shout as an MLS All-Star guy. He's been around mainstay now in MLS for quite some time. In 18 matches this season, he's already set a career high in goals with 8 at his new club of FC Dallas, including a stretch that I loved this May. 5 consecutive matches with at least 1 goal. That was through May 7th through May 28th. 47 caps for the U.S. men's national team. He grew up in Southern California, and it's so full circle, the fact that he is an MLS All-Star this year, because he played his first 4 professional seasons for Tijuana of Liga MX. Then he makes it over to DC United at some point, and now here he is at FC Dallas.
FC Dallas, that was it, and it was a record-setting deal that they made for him. And there were teams that were sniffing around. I know there were rumors about Charlotte trying to grab him, but ultimately he ended up at DC. And by all accounts, it was exactly the right place for him. He is having such an incredible season. I was so stoked when I saw the MLS All-Star Game presented by Target announcement, and his name was on that roster, because this is a guy, as you said, I mean, he's been around for a while, and he is just consistently produces, but he's having such a great season, and he deserves it.
Sure
he
does.
deserves this, and I love that it's him and Jesús Ferreira that are going to be representing FC Dallas at the All-Star Game. It's so exciting, and then obviously we've got so much to talk to him about. He's got a wedding coming up, U.S. men's national team, World Cup. I mean, and there's just a lot of
former
goodness.
Teammate, casually, Wayne Rooney just became head coach of DC United. So we got his thoughts on that. And more importantly, though, we talked to him about, if you haven't seen it, go to FC Dallas's Instagram.
Yes.
The way in which this guy found out about his All-Star shout. So take a listen.
It's the best. Time now for our AT&T 5G call to the field. We are so excited and honored to bring in an All-Star for the 2022 MLS All-Star Game presented by Target, Paul Arriola. How's it going, Paul? Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, super excited.
So exciting. We are absolutely obsessed with the way in which the news was delivered to you, that you were announced as an MLS All-Star in 2022. Your dog, I mean, FC Dallas just absolutely crushed this. They somehow fashioned a GoPro on your dog to deliver the news. I mean, can you kind of walk us through how that all went down? Because we loved every second of it.
When your dog arrived too, did you know that that's what was coming?
No, I had no clue. So I have 2 dogs, and one of I guess they put the GoPro and the note on my dog that's a little more she's a little more calm. She's not so crazy, because my other guy, he as soon as he went in, he just started running around everywhere, into the bathroom, just didn't know where to go. And Nico had said that there was a surprise and that he couldn't say any more, but let's bring them in. And I was completely focused on our game the next day, and we had just finished video, and I'm thinking surprise, okay, yeah, whatever. And you just don't think it's about you ever, how can it what? And then I saw one of my dogs run in, and I'm that kind of looks like Nugget. And then I'm wait, that is my dog. And then my other dog runs in, and they have balloons tied to them and their little jerseys, and they're running around. And it was great. And then I see my fiance there in the camera. I'm what is it? What is this for? And then I try, I can't even open up the card because I'm so nervous. I'm I don't know, what's going on. like, is she pregnant or like, what's like, I didn't know what else there would be. Like, I didn't think anything about the All-Star game. I'm just like, I honestly don't know what this is. And everyone just kind of like eyes on me. And so I'm like kind of shaking, like trying to cut the card open. And it was a really nice card. It was really nice. Obviously a lot of dog puns in there. And it was great. It was honestly super special. It was so nice. I mean, FC Dallas has been amazing since the day I got here. You know, they've always talked about my pugs and kind of them always just being like, I did my first photo shoot with the club with my dogs, and it's honestly been great. And you know, I definitely you know, have a lot of love and you know, I've been welcomed, you know, like a family member, you know, when I got into this club. So it's been great.
Shout out to FC Dallas staff because
Incredible.
it was Ricardo Pepe's the hype train.
Yes.
What was his name? Jill, who got the tattoo.
He was
the
a
social media
guy.
coordinator.
Yeah.
And then whoever came up with that, give these people a raise, FC Dallas. You got some good staff over there. Maybe they're making a ton of money. Who knows?
Yeah, arguably.
Let's also talk about something else. When scrolling through your Instagram, Paul, saw a beautiful proposal and engagement photos, and you mentioned your fiance. So we have to know when and where is the wedding, and who is the most famous person on your guest list?
Oh man, our wedding is in January.
Okay.
In Los Angeles. My fiance is from Los Angeles. I'm from San Diego, so kind of just fits nice that we're both from Southern California, and obviously in December, January, and you know, it'll be a little colder for us, but still should be an amazing wedding. And most famous person on my list, that's a great question. I don't know. I mean, I have a few MLSers on my list. I have like, you know, Jordan Walker, Christian Roldan, Aaron Long, all those guys who are some of my good buds, and then obviously some FC Dallas guys.
Is Greg invited?
Paxton, Edwin, no.
Double G, Greg?
Triple G. Triple G. Is Triple G on the list? Did he make the cut?
I don't know. I don't know if the invitation.
You don't invite your boss to your wedding.
I guess.
They might still send you a gift though. That's what bosses do sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You are right. You are right.
Moving on.
But yeah.
That's gonna be a party
MLSers.
though. That's gonna be. I feel like that's gonna be a super fun part. There's so many good things happening with you, Paul. It's so awesome to see because you're such a great guy, having such a special season. It feels like you've just adjusted really well to life in Dallas, coming from DC and that historic trade that we saw this offseason. What's kind of been the transition like for you, just settling into life in Texas, a new city, a new team, all of that?
Yeah, it's been great so far. You know, I kind of always talk about my experience in Swansea when I went over there on loan, and kind of from the beginning, it just didn't feel like it made a lot of sense for me. It was obviously a risk for me to go over there on loan, but on the field wise, it just didn't seem like the coach and I had ever lined up. And so from learning from that situation going into this year and kind of wanting to try and find the best spot for me in order to, you know, have an amazing season to hopefully make the World Cup team. It was always in my heart that no matter where I go, I have to think about myself and where I can help myself be successful. And obviously, you know, there were some other clubs, Club America, Charlotte, Dallas, and you know, they were obviously huge moves and going to be, you know, big moves regardless. But ultimately, I just followed my heart and followed what I thought would be best for myself, for my situation. I loved the club's perspective and kind of where they wanted to go with it. Obviously, bringing Nico in and me being, you know, so close to Nico, knowing him from the national team. We play a very similar system as the national team, and you know, I've been you know, fairly successful with the national team, you know, in that tactical system. So I thought, you know, I think Dallas is definitely the best bet, and let's try and make it work. And you know, thankfully for both sides, we've been able to do that, and I'm definitely reaping the rewards right now. You know, I'm at a club where I feel really taken care of. I feel Like I already talked about the family culture that I kind of feel within the club. And the city itself, I've been to Dallas quite a few times when I was young, and I like it. I love it. I mean, listen, besides the heat that's 113 degrees outside, it's nice. It's a really nice place to live. The fans this year have been great, really, really supportive, and overall it's just been an amazing move so far for me.
Paul, this past weekend, you guys are fresh off of a 1-1 draw to Austin. Now there are 3 teams in Texas, which is just so crazy. 6th in the Western Conference. Who would you say, now that you've had these few months in Texas, who is more Dallas's rival? Is it Houston, or is it now, has Austin just swooped in?
Obviously, just living my first year of this rivalry. All of our games have been, were fun this year. It's been honestly unreal. I would still say Houston is definitely.
It's the OG, right? It's like the OG rival.
It is the OG, and just the way our games went this year against them. Obviously we just played in Houston and had the fans throwing stuff at us. We ended up tying that game. They ended up tying in the very end. It's a really, really good rivalry, and it's nice to be a part of that. Even with our Austin games, obviously, the 2 we just played against them, we tied both games. They come back in both games. They've been really, really good games. A lot of quality, a lot of high level. Obviously, you see now in the league so many different teams willing to spend and kind of feel the pressure to continue to be successful and make the playoffs and search for a trophy. And I think you're kind of seeing that with all 3 teams in Texas right now.
It's exciting because, as you mentioned, it's like, and in Dallas, there's you, and we've got Jesús Ferreira, and then Austin is having this incredible season, and Sebastian Drusi's doing it. And then they bring Ache into Houston, and it's like suddenly a lot of people are paying attention to soccer in Texas right now. And to your point, I mean, like all of those games have just been so much fun to watch. I love it. And I love all the fan bases. So it's been super exciting, I think, just for the league in general. I want to talk about Jesús Ferreira as well, your teammate, because not only do you play with him in Dallas, but also on the U.S. men's national team. He has kind of established himself as that guy, the goal scorer. I think he's currently in 3rd place.
Tied at third. And the other All-Star coming from Dallas.
Yes, exactly. So you both are headed to the All-Star game. You've had this like incredible synergy with each other. What can you tell us about Jesús Ferreira? What is it like playing with him, and maybe something that we don't know about him? What can you tell us?
Yeah, it's funny now that we're both in Dallas. Obviously, we're both having really good career years for ourselves, and we're a part of the national team. Like, it's like 50% of the questions when I'm standing somewhere doing a press conference or interview, it's 50% about me and it's 50% about Jesús. And Jesús will say the same thing. Like he'll get in the locker room and he'll be like, "Man, like, can they stop asking me questions about you? Like, this is getting crazy."
Very similar for us.
People get us confused.
I can see it.
Ask us a lot about you.
No, but he's been great. I mean, he's honestly helped me a lot. He was a main reason why I decided to come to Dallas. I've known Jesús for a couple years now, just playing with the national team, and the quality he has, and it's just really nice to see how successful he's been this year, because he's always doing little things that can often go unnoticed. And so when he's the goal scorer and he's the guy that you kind of put all your trust into, and he's able to deliver consistently for your club team, it's something special. And it's hard to remember how young he is sometimes because of the way he plays and obviously how long he's been around. He's great. He's a really good guy off the field. I think a little more quiet than some people would think, but definitely when he steps on the field, you could just see him, playing with a lot of confidence and kind of being the guy that we as a club and fans we want him to be.
21 years old.
It's crazy.
Makes you feel old, doesn't it, Paul?
Don't even tell me.
age is just a number. So headlines went wild last week when your former teammate, Wayne Rooney, was announced as the head coach at your former team of DC United. Paul, what was your reaction?
I was definitely surprised. I was definitely surprised. I love Wayne. I loved him as a teammate. I have nothing but amazing things to say about him and the person that he is. And I'm excited. I think for the club, I think internally, obviously having some friends on the team still, they're excited about this new change and kind of this new energy. And I think the club right now is at a point where they need it. They need something new. They need something different. And they're going to do that with Wayne. And obviously everyone knows the type of player that Wayne was. Wasn't just a technical guy, but more of a roll up his sleeves and let's get dirty. And I think that's kind of the style that he's going to bring to DC United. And hopefully, along with that, he'll bring a new tactical side that he's kind of developed as being a coach. And so for me, I'm really excited for them. I'm always rooting for DC until we play each other one day. But I am really excited and really curious, and I hope the fans are kind of excited and they can get back to winning ways.
You know what's crazy? So Jill brought this up. Like Wayne Rooney, the All-Star, MLS All-Star is going to be in DC next year, and Wayne Rooney could be the coach. Like he could be your coach. He could coach you in the All-Star game, Paul Arriola. Wouldn't that would be wild, right? Like, wouldn't that be kind of nice?
That would definitely be something special.
Would you get in his ear and be like, give me some more minutes, bro? Like, get me out there.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I'd probably go have a coffee with him in his hotel room before the game or something like that and butter him up,
All right, you've mentioned the national team a bunch, Paul, and you've become a mainstay with this team for many, many years now. We had a game that we played with Miles Robinson back in February prior to his unfortunate injury, and he was so funny with like a senior superlatives of sorts that we did with him. So we are going to do the same senior superlatives with you on the U.S. men's national team of just like a who's who kind of situation, and
Sure.
See what you have to say.
See how they match up.
Yeah.
Okay.
First off, Paul, who on the national team is the biggest kid?
Weston McKinney for sure.
Ding, 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 ding. Who is the biggest bookworm on the team?
This is a complete guess. Walker Zimmerman?
Who controls the locker room playlist?
I feel like it's Weston, Tyler Adams.
Tyler.
Hudson Valley's own.
Sometimes Christian.
Okay, a little bit of everybody.
Gets spread.
Okay, Timothy Weah always has the speaker.
Tim Weah, sorry. Tim Weah for sure. Tim Weah,
Okay.
DeAndre, yeah.
Everybody.
Okay. No, I like that. I like that they let everybody.
Yeah, that's very collaborative.
Oh, I love this one. Who is most likely to be late? Maybe a little late to the bus?
Serginho Dest.
Yep.
Ding, 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 ding.
That's what
It's an easy one.
I think the world could probably come to that conclusion, but hey, Serginho does. Who spends the most time getting ready for a little night out?
I would definitely put myself up there.
What takes the longest? Is it the hair? What is it?
Yeah, it's definitely just the hair. Like you have to make sure you smell good.
Yeah.
You have to make sure you shave. You just gotta. It's a whole package. It's not just. It's not as easy as people think.
Respect.
Exactly. You're speaking our language.
Respect.
Miles said George Bello, but I think he was just trolling him.
I think he was George.
That's so mean.
Definitely trolling George. Okay. Oh, now this one, I like this one, but because I have to give you props. Like, the question is, whose closet would you most like to borrow from? But Paul Arriola, your style, I don't like you. This is, I feel like I always talk about glow ups in MLS, but like, since like I started in the league, like you have the glow up for you is exponential. Like your style game.
Full disclosure, she
is
said
100.
this to Alexi Lalas too.
But Alexi, can we?
You did tell him he had a glow up.
But his glow up was.
It's just that he got less orange.
Exactly. Well, and just the hair. But Paul, your style.
Let's get back on track.
Your style game is incredible. So I know that you have an incredible closet already. But if you could pick and choose from one of your teammates' closets, who are you borrowing from?
I would definitely say Kellen Acosta. I mean, Kellen's like he's like an inspiration for me, you know, like you're like looking at, you're like, what's Kel gonna wear? You know, like he's like now one of those guys, when he posts a picture, like you gotta look no matter what, you know, like you're so curious. And he's definitely someone, not necessarily that I want to copy, but more so he motivates me. He motivates me to raise my level to be better, you know, in the fashion world.
Well, you know, MLS does like this like little like roundup every week of the entrances, the walk-ins, and you're one of my like must watches. Like I'm like, what's
It's
Paul
good to know.
What's Paul rocking this week? They
should do that for us, the employees.
God,
I mean, you and I would just make it.
My sweatpants every day.
Miles said the same. Who's the first to go night night? First to bed.
First to bed. It's funny. We stopped having roommates post COVID. Post COVID. So
hard to keep track now.
Yeah, I'd probably just say like one of the older vets. You know, I mean, I'll just throw out like Brad Guzan. You know,
that's perfect.
I'm sure Brad would be, you know, early with his glasses on, reading a book with the lamp and turn the phone off. I know Brad,
and I could totally see that. Miles went in the other end of the spectrum. He said baby Brendan Aronson. Oh. Our last, but our favorite question.
Oh, this is the best one by far. Okay, let's just say things go very well for you guys in Qatar. Who is planning the World Cup after party, the victory party? Who on the team is organizing it?
Weston, for sure. It just has to be like it just has to be. You know, like he's usually the life of the party. So I would definitely put all my trust into him to get something together.
Paul, for the World Cup, you know, we were just talking about fashion. We've seen you rock right now. You have your natural hair color. We've also seen you go platinum this year. World Cup, what are you thinking?
It has been a topic of conversation quite a bit. I'm not going to lie. But my only problem is if I were to change my hairstyle, that my wedding is less than a month after that. And so for me, I kind of feel like I need to keep it natural. And as long as I keep, you know, scoring goals, having a good season, I'll probably stick it out and kind of grow it out a little longer. If things kind of head south for me real quick, then I'm sure you'll see me with a buzz cut and some blonde hair.
Okay. Well, I don't know, and you know better than I, Paul, because I've never done the platinum dye.
No,
but the times that Joseph went like platinum-y white, it silvered and it went like towards the end of lavender. Yeah, lavender gray. Yeah. And I would be mad at you if you did that for your wedding. I'm sure your fiance feels times 100. So we can't have you with lavender gray hair.
No, absolutely not. Well, we saw because Christian Pulisic did
the porcupine.
Well, it's kind of like is that like a frosted tips?
My boyfriend
is that what
we'll call it? Oh yeah.
Is that what he was going for? Do you think just like that, like full on 90s boy band?
It's the guy lights. He went for the guy lights with the mullet.
I love that. Well, you could also like do like, you know how like hockey guys do like a playoff beard?
Yep.
You could do that because you're already rocking the facial hair. And then, you know, like if you start like on a winning streak, you know, you just let it go and then it's easy to, Yeah. And then you can sort easy to shave before the wedding.
You're right.
So you're
right. On the go.
We're here for you, Paul.
Paul, before we let you go, we know we've had a lot of fun, but on a more serious note, I just have to tell you this because when you played for DC United, I did a post-game interview with you back in 2019. It was DC United playing Sporting Kansas City on Mother's Day. You had the game winner, and I'll never forget you put your cleat up to your ear like your phone, and you were calling your dad. And to this day, it's the goal celebration that has always sat with me. It was so meaningful to you that day. So kind of on a silver lining note of like, you know, if after the year you've had and the year that you have ahead of you, you know, what would your dad say to you now?
Yeah, I think he's obviously proud. I still have random. It's crazy. I'll still get random people messaging me. My dad was a Anheuser-Busch truck driver for over 20 years, and he had a pretty much the same route in San Diego and Pacific Beach. And I'll still have random people, just message me and say, hey, like, I don't know you, but your dad used to come in and he would always talk about you and he's so proud of you and just keep going and you're doing great, all these things. I actually just had one of those like a week ago. And so, there's just a lot of reminders, that he's around and how proud he is. And, I think regardless, whatever happens at the end of this year and kind of going forward, that he's proud of me no matter what. As my mom is and the rest of my family. So, it's definitely a tough when you're an athlete because you always want better. And oftentimes the only way that you could get better is by putting your head down and working and kind of accepting that what you're doing right now isn't good enough because you're not at the end line yet. But the reality is that a lot of us, not just me, we have amazing careers and super thankful and just to be able to play the game that we love and make it our profession and play in front of thousands of people and all those things. So I think it's definitely something that's special for me.
And Paul, just because you mentioned her, we have to ask you too, how is your mom?
She's great. It's her birthday today.
What's her name so we can give her a shout out?
Dawn.
Happy
Dawn.
birthday,
Happy birthday, Dawn. Happy birthday. Oh, we love that.
We need to let you go so you can call your mom and
all your moms. Well, we're so excited for all of the incredibly exciting and good things that are happening to you. Nobody deserves it more. We can't wait to see you do your thing at the MLS All-Star game on August 10th. We're expecting maybe a goal and an assist.
I would love that.
Yeah,
a little Dallas connection, maybe. That'd be nice.
Absolutely. But congratulations and thank you so much for your time. We're always rooting for you.
Here for this. Well, some people told me everyone's already seen this, but you know what? I hadn't. Tom Bogert tweeting out on July 18th a side-by-side of Matt Doyle, analyst for MLSsoccer.com, in an Inter Miami jersey next to Gonzalo Higuain.
Yeah. Doppels.
For our viewers, I know you're seeing it right now, but for our listeners, go check this out. Holy moly.
See, this is funny because Doyle and
He's Higuain brother number 3.
Doyle and I host MLS After Dark with each other, and this has come up several times
before
on this show. Yes, so people people have shouted out and been like, Doyle and Gonzalo Higuain are literally twins, and so it's become this like kind of like thing. Like there's like a lot of banter about it, and it is when you see the actual side by side.
Yeah, check it out.
Because it's the bald head, it's the beard, like it's the same. I mean, yeah.
So
it's crazy.
You know what? This is very fitting because I have so much admiration for everything that Matt Doyle brings to our league, and I have so much admiration for Gonzalo Higuain because the guy's a ledge. I love that he's in MLS, and when the salaries came out this year, found out he makes $5.5 million. So I admire him as well. Gonzalo has it figured out.
Good job, Gonzalo.
$5.5 million.
I also love that, like, in the last, like, 2 games, like, he has just, like, come on and, like, casually scored bangers. Like, I still got it. Like,
he is Gonzalo Higuain.
I know. Well, everyone, like, they were giving him some, like, shtick for his dad bod, whatever, and then I'm like,
yeah, he got benched. He can
still score goals like that. So he's doing something right. So yes, we're here for that comparison. Okay.
Can I just tell you what $5.5 million is a week? It's going to make you depressed. It's $98,000 a week. So on that note,
I could spend that if I tried. I'm sure. I'd find a way. Okay, so I'm here for this. You ready? You ready? This is so good. So Toronto FC making moves. They just announced. Week. I know. Well, this is a summer transfer window, baby. It's just crazy. We've got a lot. I feel like MLS is now Serie A, like part 2. 2.0. Serie A 2.0. That's what I'm going for. So TFC just brought in their new DP signing, Federico Bernardeschi from Juventus, and they tweeted out his his announcement video,
like being announced to the
like being at like
Toronto fans?
Exactly. And I don't know what it is about this video. It looks like he just won like America's Got Talent or something. They give him the scarf. He's in this all white get up, and it looks like he's about ready to break out into like a song and dance, and he's got this like big smile on his face, and it's just, I don't know, it just made me laugh so hard. But he looks incredibly happy to be there. He's joining his boy Lorenzo Insigne. We've got like
sounds like trouble.
A whole Italian contingent. We had like Giovinco started it in Toronto, and now we've just got like this influx of Italian soccer talent, and I'm here for that like
watch
style,
this video. Swagger pizza. I hate to say it, sorry, but it's where I go to.
Yeah,
watch
it's great.
This video. Well, Suze, what's on tap? We are just weeks away from the 2022 MLS All-Star Game presented by Target and all the festivities we're going to be at.
I know.
I absolutely cannot wait. And if you haven't already, people, go over to MLSsoccer.com and get your tickets.
It's so exciting. So we know that Minneapolis St. Paul is known for, obviously like it's a cold weather place, but in the summer, this is very much like Chicago.
It's an oasis.
It's very much like Chicago in the summer. The Minneapolis St. Paul area in the summer is awesome. And I love that we are going to be there in August.
Thankfully.
The city is just going to be phenomenal. That stadium is next level. There are so many events to look forward to. We get to be there together. It's just All-Star Week is just, it's special. I look forward to it every year.
See you there.
And you will see us there.
What's up, everybody? It is Susanna Collins and Jillian Sakovitz, co-hosts of The Call-Up. And if you want more Call-Up action, hit like and subscribe right here on YouTube, right there.
And also make sure that you download every episode of The Call-Up every single Tuesday at 5 o'clock Eastern Time or anywhere that you get your podcasts. And while you're here, why not check out some of these other videos as well?